Good afternoon, traders. It's Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with a mid-session update for Wednesday, September 23rd. It's 1:05 as I'm starting the video. We probably ought to title this "Welcome to the Whipsaw" because that's what we got. We got whipsawed yesterday on what looks like a false breakout at this point. It happens. We'll just have to see where this leads. I can't predict, but it looks like a whipsaw yesterday, either short covering or whatever the reason. But anyhow, let's go through this. The call on gold looks good. More dollar strength today and gold and silver weakness. If you got in yesterday, great. I'd continue to hold that position. I think we're going to come down here to this 171. If you're not in it by this time, just let it go and we'll set up for a long down the road wherever this settles out, either here around 170 or if that breaks down towards the 200. Still long-term bullish on gold, just not right now. This is the weekly chart, no big deal. Gold miners, bad day at the office, down 4% coming into this 37 area. If you got short, stay short. You may want to roll down or spread your position just to lock in some of those gains like we always do. But yeah, so the PPO is turning down and RSI is well on its way towards 30 here. So I would expect that to continue to be weak till it comes down here in support at 37, and then we'll take a look at it. SPY, it's hard to see here, but it got rejected on the back touch of the 50 from below. That was at 331.819, and price reached up and tagged it and was rejected. So that was kind of a catalyst to start this selling that we've seen this morning thus far. You can see here on the 2-hour that lines up with this 331.18 level. Like I said, we reached up, we're rejected, and now we're back down below. The key here for today is 330. If they can rally the troops and get it back above 330, that would qualify as a save in my book. But if they can't, rally it back up into here and close it or close above this downtrend line, I think the path of least resistance is now lower after this turn, after this rejection and turn. What would change my mind is if they were able to break price out of this downtrend line. But as it stands now, the setup is bearish below 330. Here it is on the 30-minute chart, just a little bit better resolution. If you're a short-term active trader, even on smaller time frames than the 30-minute, your first tip-off was a break of the trend line, and then losing 329 was a key level on this chart. And you can see here a little kickback rally, and it looks like it's starting to turn over right here for possibly, a leg down towards 327, possibly 326 this afternoon. But we'll have to wait and see. Qs still holding above this 268 line, and I think that's the key for the Qs, is to break back below this support level around 268 and the downtrend line, and that should open the door for a further move lower. And here you can see it's crowded. I understand that. Bear with me. There's a level here at 268 that's serving as support right now. If you're bullish, you can stay bullish against 268. Maybe this was a breakout and a back touch. You can look at it that way. But if 268 were to break this afternoon, then you've got to turn more bearish on the Qs below that level and back below this downtrend line. That would kind of secure the bearish short-term view. So 268 is the pivot, if you will, for bulls and bears on this time frame this afternoon. And you can see it here. Came down to 268 and touched it. Now we're back testing 270. If they were to pop 270, then they've got room to run up towards the opening, which is at 272 and change. But we'll see. It looks pretty weak at this point. But as you know, as we saw yesterday, they can do anything they want to do at any time. So you just have to go level to level with your active trading. IWM did not have the lift yesterday like the other ones did. Came up here. And this is how these levels work. A needle touch to this level here, 149.25, was rejected, and then down it goes. Now, for this afternoon, let's say you're not in, let's say you didn't short this there or do anything. If we lose 147, then your target is the prior low at 146, and if that breaks, down towards 145, towards the top of this gap. A lot of work to do there. Here's that touch magnified. Came right up here to the bottom of that gap and was rejected. And now it's wrestling with this 147.5 area. Facebook touched the downtrend line and was rejected, and now is trying to back test this 255 area. If it stays below, I think you can stay bearish. If it breaks above, take it off, because that will have been a breakout here above 255 in the downtrend line. So use that downtrend line and 255 as your bull bear pivot. Below, bearish. Above, bullish. Apple wasn't as clean as some of the other ones. There wasn't a distinct level that it reached up and touched, but it did break this uptrend line, and now it's sitting on this 109 area. If that were to break, then more of a bearish view. As long as it holds 109, I think you can maintain a long if you got long, or you're in a long, or just got long. 109 should be the line you're shooting against there. As you're watching your lower time frames, keep an eye on your PPO, your momentum, and your RSI. Remember what we always say: when you get a PPO move from below up to the zero line, where it rolls over, that's bearish. Get that move here. That was this move. So if here was the rally, we're coming up towards the zero line and flattening. If that were to turn over, coupled with RSI rolling below 50, you're probably going to see a break of this 109, and those will be confirming signals that more of a pronounced down move is underway. So keep an eye on your momentum and RSI indicators to help you confirm kind of what's going on with price. Amazon kind of interesting. Look, it came up and touched this 3150 area, which, has been a line for us all along. Touched that, got rejected, came right back down to the bottom of the box here at 3050. And when some of the other FANG names were bouncing, this did not participate. So if it loses this 3050 area, then it's coming back down to this around 3025, and possibly all the way back here to 2975. So this 3050 is an important line to hold for the bulls right here. If they can hold it, they've got a chance to go back up towards the highs. But if they can't, then probably back towards this key level here at 2975. Microsoft hanging by a thread right here at 204.50. That to me is the pivot. If it were to lose that, probably coming back to 202. As long as they can hold it, bulls stay alive with a chance to rally back towards, 207, 208. Again, this one was not very clean. They sold it right out of the gate, so it never really had a chance to go up and test its resistance. PPO flattening, RSI down a little bit, not below 50. Google daily chart back down towards this 1425 area. Again, I would not mess with this. It's just too close to the 200. I don't think there's much of a trade there to make. Netflix broke trend, lost 485. If you're all over this, that break of trend and break of 485 was your signal to get short, that level breaking. So now your stop should be just above 485, just above your entry. And you're looking for 475. And if 475 breaks, then 466, 465 down in that area. So that was a nice technical setup there. The levels have been very well defined on Netflix. Notice you've got a bear cross pending right here, and you've got RSI dancing at the 50 level up above. So really what you want to see, of course, if you're short, is for this 475 level to go. This execute a bear cross, this move down below 50, and then you should be good to go. If all this in here was in fact a head fake, then you would have a nice continuation of your trade. Tesla having a bad day at the office. Lost the trend line, lost 400, and now is in kind of no man's land here between resistance. What was once support at 400 in the trend line is now resistance. So until it can get back above 400 and this trend line, I would not be touching it long. And the target's going to be your 50 down here at 364. So if you got short on that break, 364 is your first target. More broadly speaking, the strong dollar is really doing a number on all the resource stocks. I mean, silver, steel, copper, all those, Freeport McMoran, Southern Copper, all those names are getting beaten up today on the resource pullback. So we'll have to see if this was in fact, a whipsaw and we're going to take a leg down, or this is just, volatility at its best. Big up day, big down day today. We'll just have to see. I've been favoring more downside. Maybe this is the first day of that. Maybe it's just volatility. We'll have to wait and see. So, anyways, that's where we're at midday. Let's see how they close this thing. If the bulls can step in and reclaim some of those levels, or if the bears assert themselves this afternoon and take it down a little bit further. We'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for your time this afternoon. I hope you're managing this volatility well. Reach out if you have any questions. Be happy to try and answer them for you and help you move the ball. So, hope the rest of your trading day goes well. This has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Talk to you next time.